Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, the final squad of qualifying here on the opening day of the 2017 USBC Senior Masters here at Sam's Town Bowling Center in Las Vegas. This is Matt Cannizzaro behind lanes 19 and 20, 21 and 22 here at Sam's Town. We've got 5 games coming up here for our C squad competitors. This is the double burn, as they call it. The lanes oiled this morning before A squad. A squad bowled 5 games, B squad bowled 5 games, and now C squad doing some work here. Again, lanes oiled just one at a time for the day. Then the schedule will rotate over the next 2 days, so everybody will have a chance to have faced the fresh burn and double burn on this 41-foot oil pattern. A little bit on the heavy side at 29.04 mils. And using Kegel ice oil, which is designed to hold up pretty well. So you're not going to see these senior players loft in the left gutter or getting that deep. They might get a little bit deep here now that we've had so many games of traffic, but definitely not what you would expect or have seen even 5 or 10 years ago with different types of oil and such. But the Kegel ice, very durable and able to hold up well. So we'll see. We saw some big scores on our opening squad, even bigger scores on B squad. But this will help us get a feel for how things might look the rest of the week. And just as we get settled in here for these final 5 games, we'll take a look at the overall standings. I can tell you right now that USBC and PBA Hall of Famer Amleto Monticelli is your overall leader. Finished with 289 in the last squad to get to the top spot at plus 274. Early squad leader Jim Doherty. I'm sorry, John Doherty John Doherty III from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Jim Doherty, another gentleman, bowling on the last squad. But John Doherty with a 300 game got the plus 210, and he now is 3rd overall. But we'll take a closer look at the standings here as we get comfortable. We do appreciate everybody joining us here. Sounds like there might be some buffering and such for the folks in various locations, but everything looks good technology-wise here on our side. Fingers crossed, of course. I've got it pulled up as well so I can see the chat and everything moving along. So refresh if you can, close out, open back up. But don't give up on us. Give it your best, and hopefully everything will work out and you'll flawlessly be able to watch the last 5 games here at the Senior Masters. So up on our featured players this game, we've got Hersina and Stan Winters up on 19 and 20 right now. And to the right, it's Darren Peters and Ray Cobb. They are joined by Tom Ream and Chuck Vashaw, who we've seen here on Bowl TV before at the USBC Open Championships. And he picked up a doubles title live on Bowl TV back in 2012 at the Open Championships with Matt McNeil. Also on this pair, 19 and 20, we've got Daryl Washington and Kevin Lewis. And, a couple bowlers off to a strong start here, so we'll see if that continues. We've had 2 perfect games so far today, a 299, 298, 297, and a couple of front 10s as well. So this 41-foot pattern yielding some pretty high scores early on, and I think that might even increase as the bowlers get more and more comfortable over the 15 games. And again, we appreciate everybody tuning in from all over the world. As you cheer on your favorite players. To follow the live scoring, just go to bowl.com/seniormasters. You'll be able to see the results through 2 squads and a link to the live scoring here at Samstown. So you can follow across the house using lanes 7 through 52, I believe is the number of this 56 lane center. There's a Brooklyn strike for 5 in a row, and I know there's a pretty significant chance of not saying this gentleman's name correctly the whole rest of the day. John Hersina. Or Rick Sina. I feel like a failure as a broadcaster here. But either way, John has 5 consecutive strikes here to start game 1 of the final round of qualifying here today at the Senior Masters. And this squad again. Sorry, lanes 5 to 52. So consistent for all 3 squads. And the number should be at 280 competitors if everybody showed up. And we'll know once we get the game 1 standings here from our final squad of the day. Game 1 rolling along here. Just peeking through the live scoring. Again, bowl.com/Senior Masters. Click on results. You'll see a link to the live scoring there. Down on 15 and 16. Hall of Famer Sam Lanto has the front 6 here in the opening game. Watching our friend John here on 19 and 20 with the front 6. Up on lane 20 right now, trying to make it 7 in a row. And he gets the break for the 7th consecutive strike. One pair to our right. It is Jimmy Jean with the front 7 as well. Mr. Lewis throwing pins around. He's got 5 in a row. Coming back after the open in the 3rd. Right there on the right side of your screen, Jimmy Jean leaves the 3-6-10 after 7 consecutive strikes. So that run has concluded. Now it's just John and Sam Lanto. Still in the hunt here for the 3rd perfect game of the day. John up on lane 19 went Brooklyn on the 7th shot. See if he can take advantage here. And high. Almost gets the 4. His string now ends at 7. Still a great start. Long way to go this week. All competitors will bowl 15 games over 3 days. After which we will cut the field down based on total pinfall to the top 63, plus defending champion Pete Weber. And Weber bowled very well today. Let's take a look at the standings while we have an opportunity. Sam Lanto, see if he can keep striking over to our left. Again, leading the way overall through 2 squads, Amleto Monticelli, the 2015 Senior Masters champ, averaging 254.8 to get to plus 274. He's followed by Michael Tontis of Tucson, 1243 plus 243, including a 298 game. John Doherty III, plus 210, had 280 and 300 on the fresh this morning. 4th place, Mark Williams. Opened things up with 289 and never looked back. Seems like he got a little bit tired there. The final game finished with 196 plus 205 overall. 5th place, Eddie Graham. Opened the day with 297 on A squad on the fresh this morning. 6th place, Chris Warren at plus 181. Eddie Graham was plus 190. 7th place, Kurt Ranzik at plus 165. Lewis Elting at plus 155. Tony Rodriguez in 9th at plus 152. And rounding out the top 10 is Hall of Famer Dale Traber at plus 149. Pete Weber is 11th at plus 138. So by bowling qualifying, he's able to improve his seating while he's guaranteed the number 64 spot. He gets to bowl the 15 games, get comfortable with the bowling center. And the approaches, the weather, the oil pattern, you name it. And then able to improve his seating. So right now, he is up in the top 15. Cut line after 2 squads, plus 22. So we'll have an idea again after today, kind of what the numbers are looking like on this 41-foot oil pattern. And what it's going to take to advance to the top 64 in that double elimination match play bracket where it's a brand new day. Looks like Sam Lanto still stringing him. He's got the front 8. He'll have a shot at the 9th one here in just a moment. Got a pillar in the way, but try to keep an eye on things. This is game 1 of 5 for the afternoon. Then we'll have a recap for you on bowl.com later tonight. Right now, 19 and 20. Our left-hand featured pair in the 10th frame. Kevin Lewis. Spare, open. And then 7 consecutive strikes. So maybe a few game 1 jitters or just not quite comfortable, but seems to have settled in here. Can get to 252 here in the opener and the open frame from Racina. After the 7 bagger now. Can get to 255. Nice break there for Kevin Lewis. Good count, gets him in the 250s here. Darrell Washington will step up into the 10th, working on 4 consecutive strikes. A couple of open frames here. Enough strikes to make up for it and save the game here. Back at it tomorrow with 5 more games of qualifying. Aaron Smith will be on the call. First squad starts at 8 a.m. local time, 11 a.m. Eastern. And squads will follow at noon and 4 p.m. That is 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. on the East Coast. Fresh burn, double burn. And tomorrow's order will be B squad, C squad, A squad. So today's fresh. Today's fresh will bowl on the double burn tomorrow. C squad, you're watching them right now. They'll be in the middle of the day. And then we'll rotate again on Thursday. Sam Lanto, front 9. Be right back, folks. All right, made it back. Sam Lanto did not shoot 300 this game. Left a 7-pin on his first shot in the 10th frame, but shooting that spare now. 270 start. Would certainly be very nice momentum for the day. Lewis finishes with 252. Racina will be in the 250s as well. Darrell Washington 212. Stan Winters can get to 185. So high scoring, 19 and 20 here in the opening game. And our other pair, Thomas Ream, doubles in the 10th, can get to 205. Chuck Vishaw, 209. Darren Peters can get to 259. And he wanted me to let folks know that he is looking for a bowler for the USBC Open Championships here. They're guys short, pretty solid team of players from the West Coast. He said he didn't care how the plug sounded, but he's looking. So find him on Facebook if you know somebody or you're interested in bowling in the Open Championships this year with Darren Peters. Look, he's pretty good. He's got a double going into the 10th and a shot at 259 here at the Senior Masters, so he knows what he's doing. Hit him up on Facebook. And right next door, Ray Cobb, working on 3 in a row going into the 10th. He can get to 215 after a slow start. Can't get the 7 to go, so he'll be in the 190s with a spare and count. Appreciate everybody joining us. A few less viewers on this squad, but probably everybody's home from work and doing far better things. Hopefully getting ready to watch the PWBA on CBS Sports Network. Definitely like to say hello to those who say hello to us. So we have Madeline Orland and Ben Orland checking in. And the Waz from the Bowler Show stopping in to say hello. This is our final squad of the day, Ben. So when this squad is over, we'll have had 15 games of qualifying. A, B, and C squads, 5 games each. And then we'll be back at it tomorrow. Same schedule, 3 squads, 5 more games. Same thing on Thursday. And then we will cut to the top 63 plus defending champion Pete Weber for the double elimination match play bracket. Darren Peters with the open in the 10th, 223. Ray Cobb makes this spare, can get to 194. So you can visit bowl.com/Senior Masters for all the great information, including a schedule for the rest of the week. And we'll be doing it here wire to wire on Bowl TV. So I'll continue to say hello and drop your questions in the chat room. We'll have a recap on bowl.com later tonight and highlights throughout the event on the official USBC Facebook page as the Sport of Bowling USBC. So some highlights on there already from today. Some pretty high scores. Got a couple 300s, 299, 298, 297. Still a long way to go this week, so looking forward to the excitement. And got the chat with the one and only Emleto Monticelli earlier today after he took the lead on B Squad. So should he hold on, you will see his thoughts in writing later this evening. There's somebody on this squad beats plus 274. Not only did that person bowl exceptionally well, but he will enjoy some world fame on bowl.com. So there you have it. Game number 2 coming up here in just a minute. We'll meet our players and we'll get a score update as soon as it's available, folks. Continued coverage of the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. Thanks for tuning in. This is Matt Cannizzaro. All right, and here we are underway. Game 2 again. These guys might be a little bit older, but they do not slow down. They hustle on to the next pair and get going. Alvin Liu, big strike to start things off on lane 21. He'll be joined by Dave Taylor, John Mastiello, and Scott Merritt. On our other pair, it is Mike Harch, Mike Austin, Bill Hewlett. Also, Ernie Segura on this pair. So there's some familiar names from various regions. Mike Austin from Houston area. Mike Karch from out west. Northwest. Take a look at Scott Merritt on lane 21. He's pretty far left on the approach and wheeling it. Great shot. So the slow wheel getting it done here. 4 for 4 on 21 and 22 on this double burn. Obviously, we're probably going to see many of these players much farther left than we saw earlier. That's usually how it works. And then tomorrow, the true test of versatility, they'll probably be playing somewhere else on the lane. So the guys who can figure out the 3 variations of this oil pattern will be the ones you see in the double elimination match play bracket. Looks like we've got some new names in the chat room this squad. Welcome. Say hello to Bowling Fanatic 20, the Crafting Master, Kevin Garrison, CWS Fan 16. All of the details for this event, including scores, oil pattern, schedule, can be found at bowl.com/Senior Masters. Take a look at the graph of this 41-foot oil pattern. Get an idea why the players have chosen the lines they have chosen. All right, Harry Clinton checking in from Perth, Australia. Hello. You're one squad too late, however, for Andrew Frawley, who bowled very well and was on the radar going into the last game even as a potential leader. So congrats to him, and thank you for tuning in. Frawley finished at plus 107. Struggled in game 5. Actually, out of the gates, very strong. 234, 279, 242. And then slow down on the way to 189 and 163 for plus 107. 17th overall, in great position heading into day number 2. All right, so we are moving right along here with game 2. We'll take a look at the standings as soon as they become available through game 1 here on C Squad. Couple small strings going here to start things off. Alvin Liu about to step up on lane 22, looking for 4 in a row to start here. Scott Merritt there as well. Great shot from Mike Austin. These guys are the best of the best. So Alvin Liu's string comes to an end. See if Scott Merritt can keep it going. Ernie Segura also with the first 3 here. So Ernie, he's the 6'10". And now it's all up to Scott Merritt to keep the 300 dream alive. On our featured pairs, one pair to our right, Kevin Croucher working on the front 4. And Brian LeClaire as well. So the chatter earlier was that the B squad in the middle of the day would be the highest scoring. So we'll see. Strings of strikes all around. Mike Moniak, Director of Bowling Operations at South Point, joining us this evening. A couple of pairs to our right. He's got the front 5, trying to make it 6 in a row. And he does. So not only is he running the show over there at South Point, but he can play as well. Strikes aplenty, and most of them all around us. So at least we got a close eye on things. One pair to the right, you can see Brian LeClaire on lane 23 now, about to step up. He's got the front 5. People love 300s, they're exciting. So we'll let you know when there's one in the works. Mike Moniak still striking, he's got the front 7. Got 3 pairs to our right. Brian LeClaire delivers 6 in a row. So 274 over is a lot, and Little Monticelli averaging more than 254. But a ton of strikes being thrown here early on C Squad. Sam Lanto now working on a spare 5-bagger to our right after getting the front 9 the first game. Mike Moniak, front 8, 27 and 28. Great scores on this squad. A lot of bowlers flirting with the 270s. Appears we're going to get a score correction on 19 and 20, so that'll give us the chance to look around and have a little breather. Moniak now up on 28, looking for the front 9. Standings up, C Squad through 1 game. Nobody bowled 300. So Sam Lanto, C Squad leader at plus 78, had 278 in the opener and on his way to matching that. Moniak connects for 9 in a row. So C Squad Lanto plus 78. Ed Silva plus 58. Persina plus 53. Jimmy Dean plus 53. Kevin Lewis plus 52. We saw those guys all right here around our featured pairs. Johnny D, Johnny De Benedetta plus 49. Brian LeClaire plus 38. Now he's got the front 7. Dave Washburn plus 37. Left-hander Doug Becker plus 36. So some really good scores. All those guys inside the cut number at this time. All chasing Emilio Monticelli plus 274. I'm going to go down and check out Mr. Moniak here in a minute. Brian LeClaire trying to keep his string going off to our right. Again, you will see him on lane 23. All right, LeClaire, string ends at 7. He leaves a 2-pin on lane 23. I'm gonna go check on Mike Moniak. I'll be right back, folks. All right, another close call down there, but not quite enough. Mike Moniak got the 10th one, and great shot on number 11. A wobbly 10-pin, said nay nay. Spare here gives him 289 here in game 2. He had 212 in the opening game, so 100 over after 2. Got to feel pretty good about that performance. We settle in here for the 10th frame in just a moment on our featured pairs. And here we are, 10th frame underway. Alvin Liu looking to get the last 5 here for 244. Bit of a roller coaster for David Taylor. Finishes with a 162. John Masiello, double going into the 10th, 226 possibility. Scott Merritt still get to 259. All right, we're ready for the 10th frame here on 19 and 20. Mike Austin gets the first hit. He can get to 213. Alvin Liu finishes with 244. Cielo and Merritt both get the first one in the 10th. Pair to our right, Sam Lanto finishes with 290. So 278, 290. He is hot on the tail of Amleto Monticelli. Amleto plus 274 for 5. Sam Lanto plus 168 for 2. Definitely keep an eye on him as he heads to his next pair. Sam with the front 9 the first game, and then the last 11, game 2. Big scores there. Masiello 223, Scott Merritt 248. Our other pair, Mike Austin 213. Bill Hewlett will be in the 160s. And now Karch and Segura will finish things up here. Game number 2. Continue on with game 3 in just a few minutes. $148 for Karch. Segura's gonna step up and finish up the 10th frame. And ring 10, first shot. Max score for him now, 233. Another 10 pin for Ernie, finishes with 232. There's a pretty nice effort here in game 2. And our players will be on the move now. We will have game 3 coming up in just a minute. You're watching the final squad of qualifying on the opening day of the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. We'll be back at it the next 2 days until 15 game pinfall totals determine the 64 players for the match play bracket, but right now, long way to go. Game 3 coming up in just a minute. All right, we are hanging out. Game number 3 right now. Just got a visit from Mike Moniak and Jest, of course. As he found out I was down there with the camera when he had the front 9. He did get the 10th one. Finished that game with 288. That was game 2. We'll have a score update here shortly. Joining us on our featured pair right now up on lane 21. It is Aaron Smith's idol, Kenny Parks. Kenny with the big 4 to start things off here in game 3. Mr. Parks won the 2008 Senior Masters. Appreciate the kind words from CK Moore, always checking in and saying hi. Along with Mark London and some of the new faces in the chat room today. Good question about the standings. Will there be an update to the top 64 bowlers after C Squad finishes? Is there a current update to A and B? And the standings are actually running throughout the day. So what you'll see on there for qualifying round 1 includes all 5 games for A and B, and then includes C Squad through 1 game so far, and shortly to be through 2. So it's a compilation throughout the day. We don't have squad by squad, but you'll be able to look through there and see how each person did, and it says what squad they're on next to their names. So go ahead and check that out, and if you have any questions, again, just drop those in the chat room. And at the end of the day, of course, it will say 5 games for A, B, and C squads. We'll have everybody listed, all of the competitors here. So they've been pretty quick about getting the scores updated. Got C Squad after 2 games. Again, Sam Lanto absolutely crushing them so far. 278, 290. He is your C Squad leader at plus 168 after 2. Next on the list, way downtown, Brian LeClaire at plus 106. Mike Moniak with that 288 game, he is at plus 100. Ed Silva, plus 94. Doug Becker and Doug Kempt tied at plus 74. Tim Sherlock at plus 73. Parker Bone III and Don Jackson, plus 72 and plus 69. Kevin Croucher, plus 66. Again, you can see all this on the results page on bowl.com. But right now, the man to watch, Sam Lanto, far and away, leading the way here on C Squad. So the rest of our bowlers on our featured pairs this game, as Kenny Parks back-to-back opens, must be nervous knowing that Aaron Smith is watching. We've got Todd Gell, or Kell, Noel Vasquez, Vasquez almost 5-7 10s on lane 21, but the 5 goes. Vasquez, a PBA 50 Tour champion. Our other pair, Hall of Famer Harry Sullins, joined by John Smith. Johnny DiBenedetta works at the pro shop at South Point, across town here in Las Vegas. Here's KP Kenny Parks trying to bounce back real quick after back-to-back opens, and gets 9 this time. 7-pin stands. Take a look through the standings real quick and see how these folks are doing. Got David Neeb also joining us on 19 and 20. DiBenedetta, 88th place at plus 29 after 2 games, 249 and 180. Harry Sullins is close behind at plus 26. That is 90th place. So some great scores here. 126 players are even or better. Looks like the field officially at 278 bowlers for this year's Senior Masters. We'll cut from that number down to the top 63 plus defending champion Pete Weber. Scrolling through the live scoring here, seeing a lot more spares than strikes now as we get into the late parts of our C squad. Spares and red circles, so perhaps we're seeing some transition here late in the day. 41-foot oil pattern, Kegel ice oil, and a little bit heavier at 29 mils. Following Sam Lanto, he's down on lanes 33 and 34. Started this game with 3 spares and then 3 strikes. So should he approach an 800 series and continue his march toward Amuleto Monticelli at plus 274, we might go down and grab a little video action. People love that stuff, and we're here to deliver. Things looking pretty messy on the scoreboards here on our featured pairs. 19 to 20. 21 and 22. Harry Sullins, the only player on 19 and 20 with at least a double. And everybody on 21 and 22 with a pair of red circles. So things are getting a little wacky here late in game 3. Game 13 for the day. Vasquez with back-to-back open frames now. So game 13 of 15 after the single oil prior to the 8 a.m. squad. right, so Kenny Park's figuring something out here after the very, very slow start to game number 3. He's got a 4-bagger on the board and got some momentum going into the final frames here. Johnny D also figuring something out. He's our front runner on our featured pairs now. Still can get to 249. A couple good questions in the chat room. Question about the Bowl TV schedule. And if you go to the main page of bowl.com and click on Bowlers at the very top of the page, Bowlers, that'll open up to a drop-down menu, and you'll see the broadcast schedule under digital content on the right side. So Bowlers and then broadcast schedule will tell you what's what and what we'll be up to in the coming week here at the Senior Masters. Down on 33-4. Sam Lanto still striking. So he is going to be likely over 800 for his first 3 games here. And much closer to chasing down our leader, Umberto Monticelli. Special request to say bowling is a 10 out of 10. I think we knew that. Hopefully that was interpreted correctly. And as we roll toward the end of game number 3 here, I'm going to go take a peek at Sam Lanto. See, he's got 6 consecutive strikes going into the 10th frame and well on his way here, so we'll give the people a look at our C-Squad leader here in just a minute. I'll be right back, but keep watching and enjoying. Here's the flowing locks of Kenny Park stepping up, working on 5 in a row here, looking for a big finish in game number 3. right, well, sorry we missed the end of game 3 on 19 and 20. Hopefully you caught all that on the scoreboard. And now finishing up here on 21 and 22. Kenny Parks, good save, sir. 213. Noah Vasquez, 175. Mr. Kell, 183. And Wayne Clark missed his final. Let's see if we can catch that for you real quick. It's like 184 for Mr. Clark. So Sam Lanto now has shot 810 for the first 3 games here. He's at plus 210 with 2 to go, trying to chase down Amleto Monticelli. Still a long way to go, though. Needs to go plus 64 the next 2. So we got some video highlights of Sam Lanto's 8-10 start. We'll have that posted on the official USBC Facebook page here shortly. Sport of Bowling USBC as we get ready for game number 4, folks. The day is winding down, but we appreciate everybody hanging in there with us. 2 more to go, and we'll have game 4 coming right up. Thanks. All right, moving along into game number 4. Lloyd Burleson, Ted Steichoff, Eddie Katz, Marv Sargent, Tim Sherlock. And we'll meet our other 2 bowlers in just a moment. We'll have updated standings as well through 3 games. Again, Sam Lanto, the man to beat right now, plus 210 after 3, closing in on our overall leader, Amleto Monticelli. Also on our featured pair, Steve Kenyon and Rob Rice. And our final bowler, Patrick King. Now that we've got all these name shirts, making life a whole lot easier for us, especially for the guys. I don't want to say who we don't know, who we just don't know yet. Alrighty, so we got the San Lanto highlights posted on the official USBC Facebook page, Sport of Bowling USBC. We can turn our attention now back to game number 4 here at Samtown Bowling Center. This is Matt Canizar. You're watching live coverage of the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. It's the very first day. These bowlers will bowl 15 games over 3 days. And after 3 days, we will cut the field down from unofficially 278 bowlers to the top 63, plus defending champion Pete Weber. And then it will get crazy here with the double elimination match play bracket. A couple long days of match play. 3-game matches, total pinfall determines who advances. And by week's end, we will know our 2017 USBC Senior Masters champ. Match play will take place Friday and Saturday, and the live stream finals, 5-player stepladder, will take place here on Bowl TV on Sunday, June 11th at 10 a.m. local time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So set your alarms, set your DVRs, whatever you got to do. Again, that will be on Bowl TV right here. Don't miss it. Until then, though, we'll have 3 days of qualifying, followed by 2 days of match play, and then the exciting finals. Do appreciate the kind words in the chat room. Lisa Austin. We had Mike Austin on a little bit earlier, and he's bowling very well so far today. And Zach Stone, thank you. Appreciate everybody tuning in and those who take the time to say hello and share your thoughts, good or bad, in the chat room, of course. We appreciate the good, and we sometimes use the bad to improve and fix things up for down the road. And if you're just joining us again, we do have live scoring available this week, so you can follow your favorite players. Just go ahead and visit bowl.com/Senior Masters, and you'll find all the details of this event, game-by-game standings, as well as live scoring link, schedule, roster. All the details are there. It's like our friend Mike Moniak, the Director of Bowling Operations over at South Point, striking again down on lanes 5 and 6. He had the front 10 earlier on the way to a 288 game. He's got the front 6 right now on lane 5 and 6. We'll see if he can't finish things off here. We'll head that way and hopefully catch a great moment for Mike, who works very hard for the sport of bowling, keeping things running there at South Point. We get to see him just about every day for the 2017 USBC Open Championship, so appreciate all his hard work and glad to see that he gets to come out here and do a little bit of bowling, and even with the hours he puts in, still pretty sharp, bowling very well here. So we'll keep an eye on him again down on lanes 5 and 6 if you want to follow along on the live scoring. A few other strings of strikes, but nothing else developing from the first frame. So Focus in a little bit on Moniak down on lane 5. Let's take a look at the standings, though. While we have a moment, they are available through 3 games on C Squad. We already mentioned Sam Lanto, the USBC Hall of Famer, leading the way, 278, 290, 242 for 810, averaging 270 through his first 3 games here on the double burn. This 41-foot oil pattern, or what's left of it, no match for Mr. Lanto. Of course, now we are waiting, counting down to see if he can catch our clubhouse leader, Umberto Monticelli, who finished the day at plus 274. Next on C Squad, Brian Leclerc at plus 163. And Leclerc bowling very well here in game number 4. Take a quick look through the live scoring and check on those 2 gentlemen before we get the rest of the rundown. Sam Lanto, no doubles through 6, but he still can get to 247 this game, so have a little bit of work to do if he's going to catch Monticelli. However, Brian Leclerc doing work again. He was at plus 163, and now he's got a spare 7-bagger. So if he can finish this out, he'll be right behind Monticelli's plus score with a whole game to go. Again, just keeping an eye on things. We'll take a little closer look once we get done with this game, game number 4. And Mike Moniak's run comes to an end at 6, so no need to run down with the camera. So he's bowling very well today. So back to the standings now after Lanto and Leclerc. Next on C Squad, Kevin Croucher at plus 129. Doug Becker, the left-hander, plus 121, followed by another left-hander, Hall of Famer Parker Bone III, plus 119. Doug Kempt next at plus 111. And right now, that number 64 position, that's what we're looking at. Pete Weber is in the cut line. Number 64, after 3 games on C Squad, is plus 53. Plus 53, there's actually a 3-way tie. So if this was 2 days from now, we'd be considering the possibility of a roll-off, which we saw during the regular USBC Masters. We had a 3-way tie for the final spot. So the 3-player shootout, and 2 players were in, 1 player was out. Brian Leclerc will not shoot 290 this game. Still can get to 269, giving Lanto and Monticelli a run for their hard-earned money. Again, if you'd like to check out the overall standings, they are updated through A Squad, B Squad, and 3 games on C Squad. Bowl.com/Senior Masters. Click on the results tab, and all kinds of good stuff there for you. Here are our featured pairs. Foundation frame coming up here on 21 and 22. Steve Kenyon and Robert Rice. Rice working on a double. Great shot, makes it 3 in a row. Couple splits. Otherwise, he'd be well on his way this game, but still can get to 209. And anytime you're plus, it's a terrific effort. Nice break there. For Stakeoff, we saw him bowl well. At the Super Senior Classic. He actually was the cut number, going into match play this past week. So good confidence and momentum, I'm sure. Kenyon leaves a 10-pin on lane 21. Tim Sherlock gonna step up, try to get a 3-bagger of his own. Got a couple of open frames here slowing him down, can get to 214. Mixer can't get the 7 to go. Mark Sargent, good shot, but the 10 won't go. And 10 frame will be underway. Steve Kenyon will step up first. Kenyon delivers first shot in the 10th. Can get to 224 this game. And Steve having a little bit of a tough day so far. He's -2 coming into this game. Again, 64th place right now. In the low 50s, plus 53. So this will be a nice little push if he can finish this one off and have a big finish in game number 5. All right, Steve Kinnan finishes with 214, gets to plus 12 with the game to go. Gonna need a big finish to at least try to break into the top 64 after the opening day here at the Senior Masters. Plenty of time left though. This is only 1/3 of the qualifying action. Rob Rice can strike on the fill here on lane 21, get to 188. Marsh Sargent, max score 197. Tim Sherlock, 193. (19 and 20), getting ready for the final frame here. Patrick King's gonna start things off. Still a shot at 213. Got a single pin miss early in the game. Made him have to work a little bit more late. Gets the first one to go. Sitting nearby, it is David Smith from Fort Worth, Texas. Good friend of Del Ballard Jr. and married to my realtor. Sold me my first big boy house in Texas. Glad to see them making their way out here, and hopefully David can bowl well here. Looks like he's coming to our featured pair here for the final game. Sherlock gets the first one on lane 21. 93 max. Patrick King doubles up. 213 for him with one more. Lloyd Burleson in on the action. So after the single pin miss, delivers the first strike. The easiest way to not have to worry about spares is to knock them all down on the first try. Did that very well. Another great shot by Patrick King to close things out to 213. Throws the last four live here on Bowl TV. So far today, we have had two perfect games. First one, Raymond Scrivens Jr., third game of the day. And followed 2 games later by John Doherty, the third, Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Qualifying game 5 on A squad on the fresh. Had the overall lead early at plus 210. Then we've had a whole bunch of strings of strikes. We've seen 299, 298, 297, 290. And a handful of bowlers had the front 10 for 289 or 288. Close calls. But on the standings on bowl.com, it does list each bowler's game by game, so you can see exactly how things unfolded along the way today. And in about 30 minutes, we'll have 5 games in the books for all of our competitors here in Las Vegas. Burleson finishes things off with 216. Good save there in the 10th. And our final competitors, Stakeoff. After a pair of opens to start, this game turning out pretty well. Missed the head pin there in the 10th, but picked up the spare, the 1-2-4. Can get to 214. Hey, nice break there for Eddie Katz. Thinking nobody was looking. Gets the back door on the 1-2. Nice little highlight late in the day as we're wrapping up our 14th game of the day. Great final shot. Stakeoff 214 after 2 opens to start. Very nice. A 5-bagger in the middle of the game there. Here's Eddie Katz. Final 2 shots. That shot a little bit better and gets the 9 to go. So we got ourselves a horseshoe 10th frame here. And over a long format, you got to get some of those breaks along the way. And there's no doubt that will make up for a stone 8 or 9 or a ring 10. They do tend to even themselves out, but what an entertaining 10th frame here by Mr. Katz. All right, Katz finishes things up on 19 and 20. Gets the 10 to go late there. A complete effort for 188. And with that, bowlers on the move once again. We'll have our final game of the day. I feel like we just got started. 8 a.m. And we'll be back at it tomorrow. Squads at 8, 12, and 4. Aaron Smith will be here, making an appearance, and then I will be back with you on Thursday. This is Matt Cannizzaro. And then once we get down to the double elimination match play bracket, we're going to tag team things. We'll both be here to call the action from Samstown Bowling Center. Great hosts. Just played host to the 2017 Super Senior Classic, won by Ron Moore in a little redemption in the title match. Took down last year's champion, Junichi Yajima. Local standout Ron Moore now from the Las Vegas area. First win on the national stage since 2012. And now here we are. Some more potential standouts, and how about that timing? Ron Moore coming to our featured pair. It's been a long couple of days for that young man. However, rumor is that he does hundreds of push-ups and sit-ups every single day to stay in good bowling shape. Got to bowl 12 games on Friday. Another 12 games on Saturday, and then the stepladder finals on Sunday. Yesterday was probably a rest and possibly a practice day here on the Masters pattern. And now back at it for 5 more games. So Ron Moore getting ready to step up on lane 20. Your 2017 Super Senior Classic winner. Looks like he is plus 14 today through 4 games, needing to do a little bit of work here. Keep himself close after day 1. Also on this pair, Krister Peterson. And Rich Cook. And the man right now, until the names come up on the scoreboard, simply known as Mr. Davis. Our other pair, Mike Schmid, a 50-year guy at the USBC Open Championships, a lifetime dedicated to the sport. And the pro shop business, I believe, is his thing. Also, Paul Renteria, famous in the Megabucks world, high roller and such. And as previously mentioned, David Smith, best buds with Dell Ballard and Carolyn Doran Ballard. Those will be the 3 players on 21 and 22 this game. So this should move along a little bit quickly. Here's Rich Cook and Stephen Davis now up on 19 and 20. So good variety of styles. We got the left-hander in Cook. Got the experience in Mike Schmidt. Renteria has thrown the big shots under pressure. Great shot there by Krister for the double. All four players starting with strikes on 19 and 20. David Smith breaks up the split on 22 after the double to start. All right, chat room, let's keep it growing up here in PG. And yes, somebody is moderating. Only been here the whole entire time. Let's watch a little bowling. How about that? David Smith stepping up on lane 21. Rich Cook on 19, looking for 3 in a row to start here. And we're still waiting on a 4-game update. We'll have that for you in just a minute to get an idea of how things are transpiring overall. Had a nice conversation with Emleto Monticelli earlier today after he took the lead at plus 274. Now the question is all that insight going to see the light of day? Based on some of the great performances we're seeing here on our C squad. Either way, we'll have a recap for you on bowl.com later tonight in case you missed any of the action. I don't blame you if you did. It's been a long day and a lot of bowling. But, scores are online. And for some reason, you want to go back and watch a little bit in the archives, it'll be there. A squad, B squad, and now C squad. not quite ready with that 4-game update, but it's moments away. Brian Leclerc appears to be the man to beat on this squad. Looks like we do have an update through 4 games. I can see it up on the monitor in-house. Leclerc at plus 231. After 4 games, Sam Lanto plus 213. Next bowler on C squad, Doug Becker having a nice little day. 236, 238, 247, 247. At plus 168. So mathematically, only Leclerc and Lanto can catch Emilio Monticelli. Clubhouse leader at plus 274. Best Becker could do, plus 268 with a 300 here in game 5. So we'll keep an eye on Lanto and Leclerc. Leclerc has the front 5. Only needs 243. So he is well on his way. He's down on 41 and 42 if you are following along at home. Lanto down on lanes 5 and 6. Looks like we got all kinds of messy stuff going on in the chat room. So taking care of those folks. Just want everybody to play nice. We've had a great day so far. So let's end with style here on today's broadcast. Scores are updated through 4 games. You can see bowl.com/Senior Masters. Hit the results tab and Control F, find your favorite player. If they're bowling on this squad, live scoring. It'll help you see how they're finishing up. Got a very dedicated young man here, Tim Mack. Sitting by us. Days removed from knee surgery. Or leg surgery. And he is back at work doing things, helping his Storm staff players. Check back in on LeClaire, getting down on 41 and 42. He's got the front 6, so putting in his bid to be the overall leader here. ADP scores definitely available. Just have to refresh once you get to the document. And C Squad through 4 games updated on the standings. All right, Brian LeClaire after the front 6, 7 count in the 7th frame. So still can get to the lead and will possibly head down that way, or I will. After a couple more frames to get a highlight. Miscue there by Renteria on lane 21. And LeClaire opens in the 7th, 7 out. So possible 261. Still can get there. Needs 243 to catch Monticelli. Let's check back in. Holy cow, with the chat room. Guess that's going to be my full-time job now. This is where it helps to have two guys in the booth. Sam Lanto still with a chance at the overall lead. He can get to 279. He needs 261. So Leclerc strikes in the 8th frame down on 41 and 42. Let's wrap up the 10th frame here if we can on 21 and 2. Ron Moore picking up some pace, some momentum here in the middle of game number 5. I think if you're plus after 5 games today on the double burn for these guys, you're in pretty good shape heading into the next 2 days. After 4 games, 64th place, plus 59. Plus 59. The number went up a few pins after game 3, so it'll be probably around plus 60. After 5 games, long way to go though. 15-game pinfall will determine the top 64. So Sam Lanto's run at the lead has come to an end, but he's definitely will be up there in the top 5 after this day is over. So let's peek back in on Leclerc. Still can get to 261. So Renteria, after the miscue in the 9th, doubles in the 10th for 210. David Smith, nice effort here. In game number 5, he's going to be plus for the day. It was plus 35. Not a bad day. 202, 184, 247, 202. And now he'll be in the 220s. Here in the final game. All right, I'd really like to go down to lanes 41 and 42 and get a quick shot of Brian Leclerc, but I feel like that is not possible with the pandemonium going on in the chat room right now. Final shot for Mike Schmidt. Can get to 183 here. 210 for Renteria. 227 for David Smith. And I'm going to risk it. I'm going to step out. I'll be right back, folks, to finish game number 5 with you here live on Bowl TV. Matt Cannizzaro, 2017 USBC Senior Masters. Day 1 of qualifying coming to a close. I will be right back. All right, so down on 41 and 42. After all that, Brian LeClaire came up a little bit short. Left a 7-pin first shot in the 10th as I got there. Needed 243, and he's going to be a couple pins behind. So the best LeClaire could have done was 240. Say he did get there with a strike on the fill. Plus 271 would have been his best possibility. Lanto down on 5 and 6. Still get to 258 this game. He also can get to 271. But right now, here in our featured pair, Ron Moore stringing him. We get an official 4-game total for Moore. And he was at plus 14. So now he can get to 260. Nice surge here in game 5. This man has bowled a ton of games this week. Still going. Ron Moore, 259. Gets him to plus 73. Great effort. And Krister Peterson gets to 1,100 plus 100. Nice effort there. Cook gets to minus 29. And Davis minus 11. And that, folks, is going to do it from our featured pairs this game. Peterson finishes with 202, Ron Moore 259. I do appreciate everybody joining us and apologize for the crazy frenzy in the chat room. Hopefully that does not happen to Aaron Smith tomorrow. Now we'll get to working on the story here from the Senior Masters. And Aaron Smith over at the USBC Open Championships got some excitement over there with Lodge Lanes and company. So I'll head that way after wrapping things up here. Do appreciate everybody joining us all day long. 15 more games tomorrow. And we'll start the day with B Squad. And these gentlemen you just saw in C Squad will hit the burn in the middle of the day. And A Squad going from the fresh this morning to the double burn tomorrow afternoon. Final day of qualifying Thursday. Then we'll cut the field down after 15 games, folks. We do appreciate it. This is Matt Cannizzaro live at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. That is the news for now. We'll see you on the lanes.